Today's story features a young child who is still new to the world, but shares an incredibly pure love for rescue dogs that has captivated the internet. Despite a heartbreaking moment for Jaxton, his actions soon transformed it into a heartwarming one, earning him widespread admiration. The Bestchart family, who reside in Charleston, South Carolina, are central to this inspiring story. Jaxton, a 4-year-old little boy, lives with his mother and his cozy family home. His father is a Marine and so is often away from home, leaving him and his mom at home, living a pretty normal life. Mrs. Bestchart doesn't work, but rather stays home to take care of her son. Though just like every other 4-year-old, Jaxton had more energy than most and often enjoys playing in his yard. His mom is an avid animal lover that often advocated for animal rights, and in turn assisted by fostering dogs until they found a forever home. This was something Mrs. Bestchart started doing when they moved out of army housing and into normal suburbia. She wanted to share her love of animals with her young son, while also offering him some companionship to run around with outside. It was through these wise actions that led Jaxton to do what he did on that fateful day. Jaxton grew to love animals, especially energetic dogs, more and more the older he got. He searched for every moment he could get to interact with the animals he was surrounded with. As a minimum, his mother ensured that they fostered at least 3 dogs at a time. Currently, the family is fostering 4 beautiful dogs and 2 cats. Jaxton's favorite is Geo the dog, because of his calm, sweet nature. Jaxton would spend hours each day outside in the yard playing with his doggy friends, returning inside daily, covered in mud stains, just as a child should. His canine companions brought smiles to his face constantly. His mother was so proud of his relationship with the foster pups. She only pushed to encourage the beautiful, flourishing relationship between them. It also helped to fill the slight void he felt with his father not being around constantly. There are definitely worse things that your 4-year-old could be obsessed with. That's for sure. While Mrs. Bestchart had no limits on the type of dogs they fostered, she tried to ensure that all dogs were treated equally, especially with the stigma surrounding some breeds, one of which would be the Pit Bull Terrier. The Pit Bull Terrier is notoriously painted in a very negative way. They are well known as the preferred power breed for dogfighting and are often bred in some violent, abusive relationships. The nature of their personalities is also a strong one that needs a lot of love, which every so often people have failed to give. Perhaps it's their hard-looking demeanor, short hair, and muscular physique. This would naturally be considered tougher than that of a fluffy golden retriever or border collie. What people fail to know is that in reality these dogs have once been used as nursery dogs. Thanks to their sweet nurturing nature, in addition to their intense protective instincts, unfortunately, many people get excited about the high-power aesthetic of having a power breed like a pit bull until they get bigger and start acting out a little. This is how they are often in large numbers in rescue centers. They are often the first type of dog surrendered and are not very easy to find homes for, thanks to the negative stigma surrounding them. It's so severe that in some countries or living spaces, these dogs are completely banned, but children don't see this. Children are graced with the ability to see past societal prejudices and offer unconditional love where others may not feel it as valid. This is the innocent shown in Jaxton's reaction, for he had only one sneaky little secret. He loved pit bulls. They were his favorite breed of dog, only he wasn't allowed one. For good reason, like most children, Jaxton was given a weekly allowance for chores done around the home. This was his parents' way of ensuring that he learned from a young age how to clear up after himself. After receiving his small allowance every week, his mother would encourage him to save at least half it to help him get into good financial habits. This helped Jaxton to learn more about responsibility and accountability. Quite an achievement for a little boy his age, that's for sure. So you may find yourself asking what it is that a 4-year-old could do. That would be so astonishing. You'll be pleasantly surprised to know it's something that not many adults even do, as is the nature of fostering and loving animals. Mrs. Bestchart was often traveling around the state, as well as her local area, to different animal rescue shelters. She did this to volunteer and provide support where she could to the animals she couldn't bring home. This also helped her stay active and relevant in the rescue animal community. And of course, right by her side was her faithful companion and sidekick, little Jaxton. He loved visiting the shelter. He liked to call them cute factories, because of the cuteness they offered him with all the sweet animals. How sweet is that? It allowed him to meet new animals and make new friends. The staff at the animal shelters knew him well. They had known him since he was a little baby. They were always fascinated at the way Jaxton could make friends with any rescue animal, even the most timid or afraid. One fateful day, Jaxton set off with his mother in the car on a mission. They were going to visit some animal shelters they frequented to check in on some of the animals. It was Jaxton's main goal to ensure that all the animals waiting for homes were well loved and taken care of. His conscientious little heart made sure of that. It was on this day that Jaxton's mother decided to pop into a shelter they had yet to visit, the Charleston Animal Society. Jaxton was over the moon because he had never been there before. So that meant new buddies. Little did he know what was awaiting him inside. Entering the shelter, Jaxton's excitement was palpable. He was barely containable in that he wanted to rush off to meet all the animals. His mother, however, made him introduce himself to all the staff and politely make his way to the cage area where the dogs resided. It was here that Jaxton made a discovery that lit up his face like a Christmas tree. Sitting in the corner, Jaxton came across a black and white pit bull named Penelope. He, however, did not agree with her name and decided Spot was more appropriate because of the black spot on her head. He was obsessed. Jumping up and down with joy, he began to bond with sweet Penelope/Spot through the fencing. The staff's faces simply lit up as they were overjoyed that Penelope was happy again. She had been surrendered by a family with young children who saw her as a threat, so small children were her favorite. Jaxton immediately turned to his mother and begged her to adopt the sweet pit bull. Sadly, his mother had to decline his exciting request. Her reasoning was sound. However sad it made Jaxton. If they were to move back into army housing, they were not allowed to have a pit bull at all, so she was just trying to prevent the inevitable. When the time came to say goodbye to Penelope/Spot, Jaxton broke down into an emotional sob. He truly didn't want to leave her behind as they were. As they made their way back down the hall, Jaxton suddenly stopped and sat down. When his mother turned around, she found that he had found yet another sweet pit bull named Tank. This big gray boy simply wagged his tail with joy when Jaxton started talking to him, and so the question started again. Jaxton was almost inconsolable when his mother repeated her no. He was so upset that the shelter staff came to check up on him. It was then that an act of true kindness occurred, when the staff saw how devastated Jaxton was about not being able to take Penelope/Spot and Tank home. Their hearts sank into their stomachs. There was a poor child who only wanted to give his love to the poor animals. However, they also understood where the mother was coming from. That's when they mentioned to Jaxton's mother that they had a guardian sponsorship program that they could take part in. They could pay for the pups to be adopted, thus making it easier for other people to adopt the dogs. Before Jaxton's mom could even think about it, Jaxton shouted out in agreement that he would sponsor the dogs with his allowance savings. Witnessed by those around him, Jaxton's act of remarkable kindness touched everyone present. The staff themselves were deeply moved and struggled to contain their emotions, and as a result, Jaxton's story spread widely across the internet. This further served to raise awareness about the ways people can assist rescue animals, even if they are unable to provide direct care. Ultimately, this heartwarming account exemplifies the incredible goodness that young children are capable of.